Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I am excited about today's video, and do you know why? Because today I'm going to be collabing with two awesome YouTubers. We are going to be doing a Weight Watchers collab. I'm going to be collabing with Lisa from Lisa's Country Kitchen and Tangi, the Caver's wife. I'm excited about this collab. Each of us have been on our own separate weight loss journey. Lisa actually belongs to Weight Watchers. She goes to meetings and she uses the Weight Watcher app, whereas Tangi and myself do not go to meetings. It's just not in the budget for me to attend Weight Watchers meetings, or as some can just do the online subscriptions. That's still not in my budget. But I know that Tangi and myself use iTrackBites, which tracks smart points. And that's how we are able to do Weight Watchers without actually having joined Weight Watchers. So we thought we'd get together and just share with you some low point meals that you might be able to enjoy with yourself and your family. My whole family on Weight Watchers, everybody in here eats the same. So that's what we're doing. Each of us are going to share either a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner, and a snack. So I'm going to be sharing with you a breakfast this morning, and I'm going to be doing hash brown bake. And I'll be sharing salted caramel mug cake for my snack. So if you're willing to hang out with me for a little while, join me as I make my hash brown casserole. And for those of you who have never seen the other two ladies, if you'll head over to their channels, I'll leave their links in the description box. Lisa posts every day about what she ate on Smart Points, and Tangi is they have a garden, and she has a lot of fresh produce and all kinds of yumminess that she can put in her meals to keep her points low. I'm doing breakfast, Tangi's doing lunch, and Lisa's doing dinner. We hope that you enjoy these meals. So come along with us as we share with you some low smart point meals. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to get started on my hash brown bake, and I'm going to be doing this as a tin foil oven package. I'm not doing this on the stove. I'm cooking this in the oven. So if you hear any ticking in the background, that's my oven coming up to heat. I'm going to be cooking these on 400 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes, just depending. You'll check it at 30. If it's not good or not done, check it at 45. That should be plenty. So let me tell you what I'm going to be using in my hash brown bake. I'm going to be using a Great Value Southern style hash browns, and this has onions and peppers already mixed in, kind of like hash browns or potatoes O'Brien. I'm going to be using fat-free cheddar cheese from Kraft. I'm also going to be doing the steamed California medley. This is carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. And then I'll be using some of the seasoning blend from Pick Sweet and the Canadian bacon. This is just some we had left over that I got from Aldi. So these two items came from Walmart, and these three items came from Aldi. So let me tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm making 3 packets, foil packets. You can use regular tin foil or the ones you get at the Dollar Tree. So I'm simply going to tin foils here because I want to make sure that it doesn't bleed through or I lose any of the juice or the cheese or anything in the middle. All right, I have my 1 cup measure. So when we measured this out and when we scanned it on the iTrackBites, 1 cup of the Southern style hash browns counted as 5 points. Now, the way we make this meal should only be 5 smart points. But I'm going to add in what I call filler so that it can be as bulked up as possible but less smart points. And I got this from Living Large on Lifetime. She showed where she was making for lunch a loaded baked potato. And so really all she counted points for was the potato. And so this is what I'm doing. Add points for the hash browns or my potato. So I'm going to take 1 cup of the hash browns. These are all diced up into little pieces, as well as my onions, my peppers, the red and green peppers. And if you notice, that makes a pretty good serving size to me, it seems like. One person, that should be adequate. And I did forget to spray my foil, so I'm going to do that now. And I just don't want it to stick. And since I'm not using butter, I'm going to just spray down my potatoes. Works out great. Now I'm going to add in my fillers. So I'm going to take some of the California blend. Okay, I've got my veggie blend. This was a steam bag, so I had to steam this ahead. That's all steamed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in about, I'm going to add in maybe half a cup to each packet. And what I did ahead was I'm going to feed myself and my kids, so I went ahead and made packets for them as well, and then one extra for work next week. So I'm going to just take this half a cup measure and measure out my veggie medley. And this veggie medley is count as 0 smart points because there's nothing in it. It's just cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. There's no butter, no seasoning, no anything. It's a little on the bland side. But I'm going to add in seasonings to this. And I'll just go through all the packets. If you hear that jingling in the back, it's Grace. And then there's just a little bit left in there, so I'm going to just dump that right in. So one bag of this gave me 4 half-cup servings, and I used it for the 4 packets that I'm going to be making. So that's that. So right now we're still at 5 smart points, which is just counted for the potatoes because the veggie medley counted as 0 points. All right, this already has onions and peppers and celery in this seasoning blend, but my potatoes already had onions and peppers anyway. But I want to bulk up my meal, and I want to get as much value for my points as possible. So I'm going to take this veggie medley, or this seasoning blend, which I get at Aldi, and it has inside of it celery, onions, and red and green bell pepper. And I'm going to take this and just add in, it's probably 1/4 cup. Add in as much as you like because there's no points. So that's probably 1/4 cup. And if you like onions, add in more. I've got a 4th packet over here behind me. Not enough room on my counter. So add in what you like to your taste. I love to add in the root veggies because it doesn't count points. So that's what we have on that. The next thing I'm going to do is, the next thing I'm going to do is, now that I have everything measured out here, is I'm going to take my foil packet, or what's in my foil packet, and add it. And the reason that I'm adding it to this bowl is because I'm going to add some stuff in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead with my seasonings. Grocery store yesterday getting some of the cheese, I think. And I walked over to, I needed some more, I can't believe it's not butter spray. And I found this beautiful gem because it was very expensive at Walmart. It's like $3.57. So I was like, let me check the smart point value on this parquet spray. And this, you guys, was half the price, and it came up the same. 0 smart points. I only went to 20 sprays, but I'm sure that if you keep going, you will eventually get to some smart points. So I like to give this quick sprays. That's 20 sprays of this parquet spray. 0 smart points for that. I seasoned with onion, salt, table blend Mrs. Dash, or the Aldi brand, onion powder, and garlic powder. Now to this, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of fat-free sour cream, which is 0 smart points for a tablespoon. And this is a half a tablespoon, so I'm going to use 2 of these. Use the side of my carton to measure. And then I'm going to add in a tablespoon of the fat-free cream cheese for 0 smart points. And this is going to give it some creaminess, just like the sour cream is going to give it some creaminess. And I'm just going to measure out 1 tablespoon. And I like to put it in a bowl because there's some stirring involved. And I don't want to stir it in the packet because I don't want it to get all messy and spread. And then the last thing I'm going to be adding, well, not the last thing. I'm adding in a 1/4 cup of the fat-free cheddar cheese. Just 1/4 cup is 0 smart points. Last thing I'm going to be adding is 1 slice of the Canadian bacon. This is the Aldi brand, and it counts as 0 smart points. And I like to cut it up because I like a little bit of bite of ham and almost every bite that I take out of the casserole or the bake. You're just going to take your spoon and mix everything as best you can. It's probably better if your cream cheese was left out a little while to come up to room temp, but this is not hard to spread. And so here's what you have. This is what it looks like after it's been all mixed together. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to put this on 30-minute timer. If 30 minutes is not enough, I'm going to put it back on for an additional 15 minutes and just check it. And so now I'm going to do this like I would do the boiling low country boil if I were doing it in a foil packet. Is I'm just going to wrap my packet, and this is going on my baking sheet. I'm going to speed my way through the rest of these in the oven. Okay, so my oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to turn my light on so I can just kind of look at this. And this is going in the oven for 30 minutes. And we'll see you back in a minute. Okay, everybody, it's been 35 minutes since I put my hash brown bake tinfoil packets into the oven at 400 degrees, and I just want to show you what they come out looking like. A lot of people ask me, does the fat-free cheese melt? And I want to tell you it absolutely 100% does melt. So here's a couple things that happened while I was prepping. I forgot to put ham in 2 of my packets, so I had to go back and put the ham in. And then after that, I went back. I've made this before, and so I was like, something doesn't seem right about this. Let me scan the points. So y'all, I feel horrible because I told you that this whole pack was 5 points. Well, that's not true. I went back and scanned my hash brown because the only thing I'm counting points for are the hash browns. And I use 1 cup of hash browns. And are y'all ready for this? And please forgive me, it is so my fault. But this packet is 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Hey! For 1 cup, for 1.5 cups of the Great Value hash browns O'Brien, it's 4 points for 1.5 cups. So 5 points would be 2 cups. So I kind of shorted myself some browns here, y'all. But that's okay. 1 cup turns out to be plenty, especially with the things that I added. So let me put it in a plate, and I'll show you how this turned out. So this turned out really, really good. I've got the hash browns, the onions, the peppers. If you'll notice, my carrots have cooked up, and they've actually shriveled up, which means done. My cheese is melted, You can just see the cheese is melted, and this is done. This is going to be a breakfast meal. Actually, I'm going to sit down and eat this right now because I am hungry. And for 3 smart points, I will put the recipe that I use down in the description box. Now off to my snack. I am notorious for having a sweet tooth. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I just love a good dessert. And I used to bake quite a bit before I started Weight Watchers. And then when I started Weight Watchers, you know, I realized there were so many things I couldn't bake that were low in smart points. But one day I happened on a recipe. I was online trying to find low point snacks and came across the 3-2-1 mug cake. And I'm going to show you how to make a really sweet treat for 4 smart points. It's really good. It really satisfies. And if you have those extra points, you can certainly try this. You can actually make it for 3 smart points, but I'm going to make it for 4 smart points and add in some yumminess. So let's get started. I have 1 coffee mug. And to this coffee mug, I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of the sugar-free Pillsbury Devil's Food Premium Cake Mix. Now you can use, they make this in a yellow cake mix. I just prefer the chocolate. So in my tracker, 38 grams counts as 3 smart points. This comes out to be 40 grams, but it's still 3 smart points. So this is 1 level of a tablespoon of this cake mix, and I'm going to use 3 of these. It's very easy, few ingredients, and you've got a delicious, yummy, sweet treat satisfier. 2 tablespoons, and I measured this out using my scale, and then I level off using the side of the box. So this is the 3rd tablespoon of this sugar-free cake mix. That equals about 40 grams, right at 40 grams. That's 3. 2 tablespoons of water. So 3 tablespoons of the cake mix, 2 tablespoons to level of water, and then you microwave it for 1 minute. That's the 3, the 2, and the 1. But I'm going to jack this up because I like to add in things to make my experience richer. So to this mug cake, I'm going to stir this up just a smidge. To this, I'm going to add in some of these mini real semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now 132 of these mini chocolate chips is 4 smart points. 43, which is a quarter of that serving size, is 1 smart point. But I don't want any smart points, so I'm going to count out painstakingly 17 of these mini chocolate chips. And when I tell you they are mini, I mean it. They are tiny. I'm going to put one of these where you can see it here. It's really, really small. 0 smart points. And I'll put the rest of them back in the bag. And that's going to go in my microwave for 1 minute. So after it's microwaved for 1 minute, this is what it ends up looking like. It's nice and fluffy and moist. It's dry. You can tell that it's not going to plop out of your cup. So that would be it, and you could eat that and it would be yummo and delicious. But I like to make a salted caramel 3-2-1 mug cake. So this in itself is 3 smart points. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the salted caramel. 2 tablespoons is 2 smart points, but I'm only adding 1 tablespoon for 1 smart point. And this is the sugar-free Smucker's sugar-free caramel sauce. I use this on my coffee.
So I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon to the top of that cake. And you want to get it all out of there. You counting that point, get it all out. To that, I'm going to crack a little bit of this pink Himalayan sea salt, 1 or 2 cracks over, for 0 smart points. And this is now what it looks like. But we can go further. So strawberries are 0 smart points. If we want to make sure that we get a little bit of strawberry in every bite, I'm going to take 3 whole strawberries. And I'm simply going to cut off the stem. And then to top it out, I'm going to use this fat-free Ready Whip. You can have up to 5 tablespoons of this for 0 smart points. Three, 2, 1, salted caramel. Okay. 4 Weight Watchers smart points. Thank you so much for joining us during this collab. We hope that you enjoyed all of the videos that you have seen. Remember, I'm in this collab with Lisa from Lisa's Country Kitchen. Please go over and check out her recipe. She's doing a chicken bog. And also check out Tangi from Tangi and the Caver's Wife. She's doing a cheese dip. I can't wait to make those. Let me say that. I can't wait to make those. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Give this video a thumbs up. And until next time we cook, bye.